Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's a slightly different video today, so as you'll notice it's just me, but we've received quite a lot of inquiries over on our Instagram about how we booked train travel through India, and I thought I would put a video together because there's nothing that we could find when we were also looking for the information. So we booked all trains ourselves, and I will show you the price difference between One2Go Asia and if you do book it yourself, because you'll save a lot of money if you set up an account and sort it all yourselves. So today I'll take you through that process step by step, so if you follow along you'll be able to book them yourselves. First things first, you want to make an account, and this is where you book all of your trains through. So if you head to the irctc.co.in website, we'll post the link below in the caption. This is where we're going to make your account through. Now we already have one from when we book trains, so I'll follow through most of the process and just show you how it's done. What you want to do is first click login and then register. It will then want some basic details, so fill everything in to start making your account. To make an account, you don't actually need an Indian SIM card. I use my UK number and that was absolutely fine. The only thing is, if you're using a foreign contact number, there will be a registration fee to pay. I think it was less than £1 equivalent to, and we saved more than enough money to cover that fee, but just something to watch out for. This is the number that you will receive all of your confirmation texts through for your bookings, so make sure you do have access to that SIM to receive those texts. You'll then want to fill in all your address details, do the capture code and tick that you've read the terms and conditions. Now once you click register, you will get a pop-up on the screen just checking that the email you've inputted and your mobile number is correct. So take the time just to double check that all the information is there for you, because you won't be able to change this at a later time. If that is successful, you'll get a green pop-up in the top right corner saying success and you have registered successfully. You'll also get an email through to your email account and a text. These might take some time though, as it is an Indian system, but don't worry, you don't need that to progress, and now you should be able to log in for the first time. Now you've successfully registered, you can go ahead and log in. This is where you'll need to pay your registration fee if you aren't using a local Indian SIM contact number. It will pop up and you need to click on the left hand side where it says multiple payment services and international cards. Now this is where you'll need to pay through. For me it took a few times, so just persevere with the website. You might need to accept that through your online bank, but once you have approved and paid that registration fee, you're all set up and ready to start booking trains yourself. So once you've paid that registration fee, all we have left to do is verify both your contact number and your email address. So as I say, it might take some time for these to come through, but as soon as they have, get those verified and then you're all set to start booking trains yourself. So I'm logged into our account and I'm just going to do a demo of how you find the trains that you want. There's so many different times available, different classes, and we'll link a really useful blog post down in the comments below that goes through each abbreviation for the different classes available and what they mean. For us, we generally travelled in CC class if it was during the day and not too long. That was great, air conditioned, comfy seats, even had plugs, loads of space, and then we had one sleeper train which we got the 2-tier sleeper train. That was fine, but as I say, there's something to suit every budget available. One thing to mention is trains do book relatively quickly in India, so if you know your itinerary, try get those booked as soon as possible just to make sure you're not missing out, and then you might end up in general class like Morgan and I did. Lots of the big cities have more than one rail station, so what I would do is go on Google Maps and make sure that you are inputting the correct rail station that you want to be getting it from. So for example, New Delhi, there's so many different options depending where in the city you are. I mean, New Delhi is absolutely huge, so just take an extra minute and make sure that you are booking the correct stations. So I will book one for New Delhi to Agra. So if you're going to see the Taj Mahal, this is how you might do it. You input your stations and then you select your date. so I'll do it for a few weeks, end of August. Keep it all classes, it just means that it will show you every single option available. And then search. So that has search and it's come up with a huge list. You can sort by duration, you can sort by time, anything that suits you. Have a look through. So it's saying that they take about 1 hour 40 for this journey, and there's loads of different classes available, as I mentioned. If you want to change it, you can click the sort by section. I usually go departure early first, and that way they are in time order throughout the day. So you've got sort of your early trains to your late trains, and you can see what sort of time in the day you want to get your train. Let's say, for example, I want to get this 11:30 train from Delhi to Agra. It takes 2 hours 40 minutes. It runs every single day of the week. And it's got different tiers available. So it's got sleeper class, AC3 tier and AC2 tier. So depending on what class you want to travel in, click that and it will tell you which days they are actually available. So if you see here, AC2 tier is not available on the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday. So that is 2 tiers of beds in an air-conditioned cabin. Now, you might have a cabin for 2 people or 4 people. When you go through and book it, you can select your preference, top bunk, bottom bunk, but we'll leave that for now and we'll just carry on. This code WL, that means you will be put onto a wait list. So I wouldn't advise doing this because it means that booking is not guaranteed, and sometimes, you know, you might not make it onto that train if nobody cancels. So I would then have a look at AC3 tier, for example, and there again you can see what I mean by they do book up quickly. These trains are in a month's time and most of them are on the wait list. So the sleeper class is a lot cheaper. That's 145 rupees, so about equivalent to £1.45 for a 3-hour train journey. The AC3 tier is 505 rupees for a 2-hour 40 journey, and then the AC2 tier is 710 rupees. So as I say, options for every single budget. As soon as you get the hang of this website, honestly, you'll find it so easy. What I'd say, have a go. If you do have any questions at all, just drop them in the comments below and we will get back to you. So what I'm going to do is book this train that we've been looking at. I'm going to book the 2 tier for Thursday the 24th of August, so slightly later than we wanted, and I'll just show you that process. If you click it and then click book now, it will come up with a alert saying this is actually not the date that you searched for, is that okay? Which is really great. So I'm going to click continue now, but obviously keep an eye out. This is where you need to input the details of everybody who you are booking for. So for example, when we travelled India, I booked on behalf of myself and also Morgan. So I needed to input all of his details as well. So the train conductors know exactly who to expect in those seats, because you do get specified seats. When you are inputting your details, if you are a foreign citizen, it will ask for an ID number. So we always used our passport numbers, never had any issues. If I'm honest, nobody actually asked for them, but it's always worth inputting your passport, as you know that you'll have that on you for your time of travel anyway. It will then ask for any other preferences. So as I mentioned, if you are in sort of a 2 tier or a 3 tier bunk, it will say if you want top or bottom, and then you will pay. So you can pay using international bank cards, that's absolutely fine. As soon as you have continued and paid, you'll get a text through almost straight away to your SIM card telling you all of the reservation information, the time that you've booked, the seats that you'll be taking, exactly what train it is, where it leaves, everything that you need. They're really thorough, and I can show you an example of one that we had from our time in India as well. I also just wanted to briefly mention that this website is great for booking buses as well. So we actually took one bus for our time in India, as the train options between Udaipur and Jodhpur weren't great. So we opted for a bus instead. Really clean, really quiet, similar prices. So that's also something to look out for. There's just the buses option on the top here. So if you click buses, that will direct you there, and it's a similar process. You know, you say where you're starting, where you're ending, what date, and it will come up with all the available options and costs. It will also send you a reservation text and email, exactly the same as it would for your trains. As you can see, loads of different buses available, different durations depending on how many stops they may be doing, and the cheapest one is £3.50 from what I can see. Takes about 6 hours, so that is an absolute bargain for around £3.50. Now the one that we took, it did say we should have had plug sockets and it was a sleeper, but we didn't have either of that. You could recline your seats, it was comfy, we had no issues, but just something to look out for. I'm just searching now for some train tickets from Agra to Jaipur, just to compare on One2Go Asia with the website. So I've just brought it up, and on One2Go Asia there's only 2 different train options. I have it up on my laptop now and there's 9 different options, so a lot more flexible depending on what time you're wanting to go, and you can just see all the options. If anything changes, you'll get an email directly. I just think it's a lot better to do it yourself personally, it gives you a bit more freedom as well. I'm just going to compare some of the prices. So for the second sitting class on the website, doing it all yourself, it's 125 rupees. On the website One2Go Asia, it is $3. For the chair car, which is what Morgan and I primarily used on these daytime trips, 440 rupees booking it yourself, and $9 on One2Go Asia. So I'm sure you can see if you've got like a month or weeks of train travel around India, those extra costs definitely add up. You've booked your train, you've got your confirmation, and you are at the train station. These are huge, they can be complicated with a number of platforms. I think some of the train stations in Delhi had over 20 different platforms, and it can be confusing knowing where exactly your train will be arriving into. Often the platform numbers on the reservations that you have don't match up with the train station. So what I would recommend doing is downloading the Ixigo app onto your phone, and this gives you up-to-date information about what platform your train's going to get into, whether it's running behind, how far behind it is, if it's on time. And this would just mean that you've got access to all the information you need to make sure that your travel days run smoothly. To find out where your train is, if you click the running status "Where's my train" button on the Ixigo app, it will then ask you for your train number, so you can get this off your reservation booking text that you have. Input that and it will tell you exactly where it is, what platform you need to go to, how many minutes behind schedule it is, or if it's on time, all the information that you need. And that is everything. So I really hope you found this video useful. It's something that we wanted to put together because we actually struggled with it ourselves to start with, but once you got the hang of it, it's so useful and will save you a lot of money whilst you're traveling India. If you have enjoyed this video and you found it useful, please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you do want to have a look at what we got up to in India, then make sure to check out our India playlist.